I was thinking about the blog this week, and I don't know. Maybe I'm running out of topics, or maybe this topic is really important to me, or yeah, maybe it's the journey that I've been on in my entire life, and I know a lot of you guys have been on this journey too, and it's weight and health, and I talk about it all the time. But I think I've been searching, always searching for whatever. I remember there's a Women's World magazine that I did. A Women's World, I think that was the name of it. A super long time ago, probably in my 20s. And on the cover, it says something like raspberry vinegar diet or something like that. But it was really, I just had said something about making a salad with raspberry vinegar, but whatever. And it made me laugh because I just thought, how many diets have I done? How many tries have I had? And when I was in high school, man, it'd be easy to sort of starve yourself for a week and lose 7 pounds. As time has gone on, that is not the case. And now that I am in my 50s, I'm so proud of that. It's been impossible. And so you women that are postmenopausal, you'll know this, or menopausal. I don't know which it is, what we are, but you get really stuck. You get stuck in this weight, and the whole 30 helped me a lot, and I really try to. It sort of straightened out my thinking to, don't eat sugar and don't eat all these certain things. And I do go by that. And I had lost a little weight, but I could never get below a certain number. I still was chubby. I still was in a higher dress size. And of course, I do work with a lot of women who wear two, so it's not fair to be around those people to think that I would ever be like that. And I don't think that it's ever been a super pull for me, but that is the people that I'm around. And so I did this really odd thing, and I'm just going to tell you about it, but I'm not recommending it to you, and I think everybody needs to keep searching for what works for them. But I did this, my husband met this doctor from USC who developed a program that mimics fasting for a week. And the reason to do it is that not really for weight, but it makes your organs and your systems all sort of rejuvenate and work to heal itself. And they've done big studies on this, and it's called Prolon, if you want to look it up. Prolon is online. I mean, it's not cheap, but my husband had done a week and lost 10 pounds. And I watched him. It's hard. It's fasting, but it mimics it. So you get these 5 little boxes of Mandy did it. You guys can all text Mandy and ask her about it. But you get 5 little boxes, and each day you get like a couple soups in there and a little bars and not much. And you're hungry. And as my husband would come home and say, I'm hangry. It's tough. But at the time, it was in October where I had partied my head off all summer, my little out on the boat or, whatever. And I just was sick of myself, sick of not ever being able to lose that 10 pounds that I've been holding on to for about 15 years. And so I thought, I'm going to try it. So, of course, I lost 5 pounds. And I don't know, maybe the calories just are a little bit higher for me than for my husband. Or isn't that just the way it is for men, though? I swear. They decide they're going to go on a diet and they lose 10 pounds or 20 or 30, and we're still struggling with our 5. So I actually did it for 2 weeks. And my husband got a special on it, so don't think I spent all that money. But I did it for 2 weeks, and I was just so committed. And then I decided, really, I've been eating way too much food. And I eat less. And, none of us want to suffer. I think that's a big issue, too. None of us want to be hangry. None of us want to. Before, I'd always be like, oh, my God, I'm getting low blood sugar headache. I need some food. I need something to eat right this minute. A handful of almonds, a bag of grapes, all these things. And I realized that it's too much. It's just too much. And I had to stop snacking. I had to I mimic their mimicking fasting as far as I made my own nut bar by, in fact, I will post a picture here of just, I put a handful of any kinds of nuts in my Cuisinart, equal amount, the same amount of unsweetened coconut, a little honey and a little vanilla, and some fresh ground almond butter so that is wet to kind of get it all to stick together. And I made little bars. And now I even thought, before, I have to have something to eat before I go exercise in the morning. Then one day I thought, maybe I'll try not to do that. And I dragged it out till 10 o'clock, and I had my little nut bar 10 or 11 maybe. And then I made an incredible crazy chicken stock that my friend told me about. This was so gross, and I don't know if any of you guys have done this, but I actually bought chicken feet. It was so disgusting, but they were very clean looking. They look very, very clean. And because you want my friend was telling me you need like the gluten, whatever is in there, the gelatin or something for your bone. Anyway, so I made this incredible broth that I've been using for other things. And I actually really made that because my husband, I'm trying to give him no salt. So I made it like that. But I've been finding now in the afternoon I'll have a cup of broth. And that sounds so silly. I know all you guys are going, are you kidding? I couldn't live like that. We don't want to suffer, and that's why we don't lose weight. And the other thing my friend told me, I said, I can't really make a great broth. What's the secret on this great broth? And she said, cooking it longer. That she cooks hers for 12 to 24 hours. I can't stand the smell of food cooking when I'm sleeping. But I did put it back, I put it in my refrigerator, and I put it back on the stove the next day. And that made this really rich broth. And if I have that in the afternoon, or maybe some soup, or, or a little something. And one thing that was in that prolonged diet was olives, like 5 little olives. That sounds so ridiculous, and you don't even like olives maybe. They are like steak. It's like, love that so much. So now I buy little packages of olives, and I'll have those in the afternoon, and maybe it's the fat, I don't know. And then I make a nice healthy dinner, and I just don't, my portions are small. And I swear, after living like that for a month, now I'm kind of living that lifestyle. And I lost 10 pounds at least. No, I take it back. I lost 15 pounds. I lost 15 pounds, 17 for a couple days, but I'm at 15. And I'm checking the scale. I'm just trying to keep at it. I'm just trying to live this life. But on the weekends, I still have, my dinners out and whatever, but I just don't eat much. And I Whole30 think when I'm ordering. So if I go to a steakhouse, I'll have steak, and then I'll have things that are Whole30, not the other things. But, and not the bread or whatever, but maybe potato, steak, potato, whatever, butter, maybe. And I've been maintaining it. So I swear every day I'm just thinking, I just want to maintain that because it's taken me all this time. And like I said, when I got to 50, I could not lose it. And I know so many women that tell me the same story. They can't lose it. So like I said, I'm not a saleswoman for this Prolong, but I tell you, that really works. So if you want to look that up, but if not, look at other kind of intermittent fastings or something where there's so many different kinds you can do. And do it for a week. And then maybe you understand how little less we should be eating. I know that's not really a sentence, but you guys know what I mean, right? But eat less, stop snacking. And I actually kind of stopped eating fruit because I think and nuts, this handful of nuts. I mean, I make that little bar, but I think I was just doing too much. Things that I thought were healthy, but it was too much. Even when I was juicing my head off, which I love, I was drinking a giant thing with a billion apples and a billion everything in there. So I think all that sugar makes you kind of crazy. And that's why you get the temple headache when you're feeling low blood sugar and crazy. And I actually know this woman that did Lindora. And that's a great program too. She lost like 50 pounds. But one thing she said to me was, if you have fruit, you have like a half an apple or half a banana or a little bit, because it does have a lot of sugar. So I don't know, you guys. Maybe I'm just whistling Dixie or blowing smoke or I don't know what. I will venture into this, and I probably have talked about this a million times too. My mother is in assisted living. My mother has eaten terrible her whole life. She also had polio as a kid, so she has, she's got a walker. She has issues because of that. But even when I took her to the market not so long ago, she picked up Rice Krispie treats and hot dogs and all these kind of foods, and that along with taking a billion medications and you don't know what's what. I mean, I take very little, like maybe 3 little things, and one of them is a multiple vitamin. And I go to this place and everybody's playing bingo and with their walkers or their oxygen, and I just think I want to desperately take care of my health. And I think it's so important, which is why I got rid of my little pre-skin cancer things, which you can see now, perfect, nothing. And I try to exercise, and I try to, as I've talked about a million times, I get down where I don't do it, but get back and do it. And I just think that you need to find something that works for you. I kind of hate to say it like that because I don't want to leave it so open-ended because then we don't do anything, right? So I mean, I don't know how many years you guys have been battling this out, but I've been battling it out forever. And I finally found this thing that worked, and I think you might want to look into just intermittent fasting, finding a program that is that, and try it for a week. And see. I mean, like I said, I did it for 2 weeks, and then I kind of adapted that lifestyle because I saw that I was eating too much and too everything. But maybe you incorporate several different diets. And I mean, I know Oprah bought into Weight Watchers, but she's looking pretty fabulous. So and it's a very smart program. It's kind of easy to follow. Or like I said, Lindora, somebody I know that and she was just saying it made it where she makes things not about food anymore. And she lost 50 pounds. And she then we were talking about, because she was like, oh my gosh, you look so thin. You've lost so much weight. Today at work, we were going to wear a dress that I've worn before. They had to do such a huge alteration on it. Like, even pull it up here. I go, geez, did my torso shrink? But it wasn't. It just, I lost everywhere. And I feel so much better. And I guess what they say, nothing tastes as good as skinny feels. Well, that's kind of a joke. Anyway, I'm not a size 2. I'll never be a size 2, but I want to control my health. Because, like I said, I go to my mother's assisted living. Everybody's a mess. The ladies, and there's more ladies than men, and they're playing bingo and they're hanging out. And I just want to try to do it differently. And you guys, so I met so many of you guys. I want you to do it differently. So just try to pay attention to this. And know that, yeah, it may be uncomfortable, but isn't that okay? We're all kind of spoiled in this country, right? We all have such comforts. But, I don't know. Give it a shot. Anyway, I know I've been preaching to the choir, and I'm just going on and on about this for a million too many blogs. But maybe if you guys chimed in, I wouldn't have to talk about it so much. So why don't you tell me what's worked for you? Tell our Plank community what's worked for you. And let's kind of like talk about tips and ideas and maybe as a community, we can all change the way we're living and clean up our act, so to speak, and get all the junk out of your house, your pantry. No more fast food. Get out of fast food. Bad stuff. Fast food, and let's kind of figure out a new plan for everybody. So let's all start talking. Okay. See you next time.